Welcome into the Gridiron Grind, Creta 3, Jimmy G. We're back for another week. I had a great time last weekend. My Horns took down Michigan. Got to hang out with Jimmy. Had some lawyerly libations. Thanks for the birthday present, by the way.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool book. Kind of gives you the history behind some of the drinks and how to make them. And, it's different law-themed drinks. So happy birthday, buddy. And what a birthday present you got.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped. That Texas-Michigan game. I had my two oldest daughters had volleyball that started at noon. So I had to record the game. And luckily they won in 2 sets. So I was home by 12:50. I was in my chair.
Hey.
Shinerbach poured, starting the game at 12:50, an hour and 50 minutes later than everybody else. But I was able to fast forward through commercials, halftime, and it was worth the wait, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It looked good, and I'm not one to pump up my team, but if I'm being objectively about watching the Horns, I think they're national championship good. I think they're that caliber. And you picked them. You picked them before the season. I know Georgia's in that conversation as well. And so far, I think it's people are putting Ohio State in there. I've seen Ohio State. I think Texas is above. I think it's Georgia, Texas. Of course, they play on October 19th. And then I think it's Ohio State and maybe Tennessee, Ole Miss. We'll see how that.
Dude, Ole Miss. I'm telling you, offense
great. Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I think Texas is legit. I'd like to see how good their defense actually is because I know Michigan's offense is pretty poor. I think it's actually pretty good. And the next 2 weeks they got a couple nobodies, a couple teams who don't look good, 0-2. But Saturday was a good day for me. Now you, on the other hand, Jimmy, that was rough. I recorded that game, watched at the same time as Texas, Michigan. Jimmy, I feel for you, buddy. That was rough.
Dude, I mean, you win. That's why I tell you play 4 quarters, all the cliche stuff, and that's the perfect example of if you took the scoreboard out and I gave you the stats. Which one of these two teams do you think would win? 648 total yards, 33 first downs, 36 minutes time of possession versus 385 yards, 21 first downs, 23 minutes, almost 24 time of possession. You're going, well, dude, the team that had almost double the total yards, 10 more first downs and 10 more minutes time of possession, right? Wrong. Because here's the kicker. 3 turnovers to 1. Okay. That is where we lost the game. We lost the game. Oklahoma State didn't win it. And if you're honest with yourself, not you, but if you're a Cowboys fan, you're honest with yourself, you'll agree. Because if you eliminate the turnovers, you eliminate 3 scores. Okay. Yep. Turnovers, gift from the offense. You give somebody something. One of them's a pick 6. Another one, we had a fumble, led to a field goal. The 3rd turnover for the fumble led to a touchdown. So I'm going, okay, so there's what? 14, 19, 17 points? Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close after that. So, yeah, we went to Stillwater. And, like I said, I was predicting, we did a great job on Ollie Gordon.
Yeah,
I tell you,
really Ollie did. Gordon, you didn't notice him towards the end until the end of the game,
right? And Ollie Gordon, that will not be on his Heisman tape. Fantastic job bottling him up and making Alan Bowman, make some throws. I think one of the emphasis in practice is going to be, I don't know, maybe not picking the dude up and slamming him to the ground on 3rd down. And maybe, for next year, of course, he probably won't be there next year, but I tell you all week, I'd be like, hey, this Presley guy, that guy can catch the football. So maybe we should guard it.
Need to cover him.
This next week, we're going to play a team and they're going to have receivers too. So maybe we guard them and not just let Presley run open.
Who's the Hogs?
Huh?
Who the Hogs got this week?
UAB,
Oh,
Alabama Birmingham.
UAB. Okay. Yeah,
So, that was a big one for my season total over 4.5.
it
But
was.
tell you what, I like the way we look still. And I think some of those games that we weren't for sure about, Mississippi State, Auburn,
Got to feel good.
LSU,
Got to feel
A&M,
good.
I'm going, I think we can win some of these games. So I'm still confident in that. But yeah, that was a rough one. But like you said, you can't give the other team points and expect to win.
Yeah, makes it a lot harder on yourself. But I was just getting ready to say that you got to feel better. I know I do because I put it in with you. The Arkansas over regular season over under feel a lot better. And if you get that Oklahoma State one, it was basically cashed.
Yeah.
Um, I feel really good about the Arkansas Razorbacks. I knew they were going to be better than what people thought. That quarterback is dynamic. If he doesn't turn the ball
Yeah.
over, then one pick six was really bad. I mean, Taylor
Yeah, that
Green,
was
he's
terrible.
going to give teams fits. Arkansas is going to be, they're solid. They're going to beat, they're going to beat one of, who do they play? Texas, they play LSU, and don't they play another high ranked team? Missouri?
Missouri. Yeah,
They're going to beat at least one of those teams.
I
Texas,
think so.
LSU, Missouri. Arkansas beats one of those three teams.
I don't think it'll be Texas, but I think the other two definitely should be scared, especially Missouri. They talk a lot of crap, act like they run,
They
they
get a little
run
mouthy.
that.
They better
Yeah.
watch it this week. They got the old ranked Boston College Eagles coming to
Yeah.
town. We'll get into that. Big games. Other games happen around. Notre Dame upset by Northern Illinois. Did you see the Northern Illinois coach post game interview? Good for that guy. How can you not root for that guy?
100%. Good for
Crying,
him.
just
That's a
happy
big
as all
get.
get out.
You know what? I know it has nothing to do with it, but going to conference, maybe you won't lose a game like that.
Maybe Marcus Freeman has lost a game like that every year. He's lost a home game to a non-ranked opponent in a group of five, like Marshall last year or the year before, Northern
Mhm.
Illinois. They just find a way to lose games they shouldn't. It's Notre Dame. The Iowa State Iowa game, finished that game at your house. Iowa State making like 56-yard field goal to win.
Yeah.
It was like the Arkansas game. Iowa dominated that game and then just found a way to lose it. Iowa State kept clawing away, knocks a 56-yarder, win the game. Nebraska rolls Colorado. We kind of expected
Yeah.
that. Tennessee rolled NC State in a ranked. I think I'm in trouble in my NC State regular season over win total. They don't look near as good. Grace McCall don't look near as good as he did at Coastal Carolina. Tennessee,
No.
though, Tennessee looks very good.
Yeah, that quarterback's the real deal. And
He is.
Rayola at Nebraska looks like
Yeah.
we'll get to see as the year goes on. Again, it's easy to have confidence. And as you know, quarterback position is all about your headspace. If you
Yeah.
don't have the head game, you can have all the physical attributes in the world. If you don't have the headspace for it, it's not going to pan out. It's easy. Both teams undefeated, young quarterbacks. We'll see when they get into the meat of the season, start hitting some adversity if they can maintain this. But I tell you right now, both those guys look really good. Rayola, and then I can't pronounce the other guy. Amalayao or something like that is his name. And
Amaleava. Amaleava.
yeah, sure, I like it. But yeah,
Uh,
pretty impressive by those two young QBs.
yeah, both look good, true freshmen. Who else? Oregon looks very beatable. So that's
Mhm.
2 games in a row. They beat Idaho, and then Boise State, and they could have lost them both. Boise State just stinks on defense.
Dude,
Um,
yeah.
so Oregon, I think, was overrated by many. Definitely me. I thought they were going to be pretty good. So they look beatable, but it was all in all a really good day of college football. A lot of good games, a lot of good competitive games, a couple blowouts. This week, only 2 ranked first ranked games again, but there could be some sneaky games. The 2 ranked first ranked games, it's Friday night. We got a good one. Number 20, Arizona at number 14, Kansas State. Kansas State favored by 7.5. Kansas State went wire to wire with Tulane, scored a touchdown late. Arizona's got a sneaky good quarterback. And then one I'm interested, you got 24 Boston College at number 6, Missouri. Missouri's favored by 17. That is a lot of points. What do you think about that line? Missouri, all the hype, they haven't played anybody yet. Of course, Boston College had that road win at Florida State, and Boston College got a dynamic player quarterback, Castellanos. Missouri is supposed to be, I mean, they're ranked number 6. They got a quarterback and receiver combination. Defense supposed to be good. You think that, do we find out if Missouri's for real, or maybe Boston College goes in and shows that they might be the best team in the ACC?
I think we find out if Missouri is real or not because Boston College, emotion. That's why rivalry games, you just throw everything out the book. We just talked about Iowa State.
Yep.
And emotion's worth some points on the scoreboard. And Boston College right now running off emotions after the big win week 1. And like you said, 2-0 ranked for in the first time in a while. And Missouri had better come. If I'm Drinkowitz and I'm Missouri, I'm approaching this, I'm trying to do my best Nick Saban impression, because how many times did Saban go into these USC, Louisville, all these matchups, high profile teams coming in energy because you're going to beat Alabama and all this, and just stomp them from start to finish. And if I'm Drinkowitz, I keep my foot on the gas pedal the entire time and try to send a message. One, you're trying to break the other team, but 2, you're trying to prove everybody, hey, yeah, we're for real. Kind of like Ole Miss. Ole Miss, I think, is a dark horse national title contender because Kiffin is that type of guy. He's going to run it up if he can. I think there's something to that. And if I'm Missouri, I do not want Boston College. I do not want this to be a 2-score game in the fourth quarter. I need the game to be well in hand in the fourth. I do not need Boston College hanging around where their emotions, they're still in it. Anything can happen, so if I'm Missouri, I'm trying to put them away early.
I agree. I wouldn't want that quarterback with his ability to run dual threat. I wouldn't want it to be close. We'll see. I think we'll find out. I mean, I think Missouri is pretty good. I don't know if they're as good as Tennessee, Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia, but I think they're pretty good. Alabama also looked beatable this week against South Florida. And if Boston College goes in and gets this upset, I think it says a lot. Like right now, everybody just kind of thinks it's Miami in the ACC and maybe Clemson, how they looked against Appalachian State, and maybe Georgia's just that good, put the beat down on them. But I think if Boston College can pull this upset, the Eagles are for real. That'll be a fun game. Other games to watch: Alabama at Wisconsin. Any worry there for Alabama? I could see this being a bounce back game. Alabama's favored by 17 on the road at Wisconsin. Wisconsin might not be very good. They're both 2-0. Game days: LSU at South Carolina. South Carolina had the big one over Kentucky, smoked them.
Dude, yeah.
I thought South Carolina might be the worst team in the SEC. Turns out wrong. They're 2-0.
Dude, how about the bottom feeders in the SEC? South Carolina and Vanderbilt looking impressive. Vanderbilt's quarterback can scoot too. So yeah, just kind of speaks to the depth of the SEC because Kentucky's a middle tier, bowl game every year under Mark Stoops, and here they go lose to preseason one of the worst teams in the SEC supposed to be. So yeah, anything can happen.
Sneaky game at 11 o'clock, Memphis at Florida State. Reason why that's sneaky: Florida State's 0-2, and how long until the rails fall off that season? Memphis, a lot of people's picked to be the Group of 5 team in the playoff. I picked them to be in the Group of 5 of the playoff, and
they can sling it.
They're going to chunk it.
Yeah.
This goes a long way. If Boise State lost to Oregon, and if Memphis loses this one, it might just be Liberty by default. But I think if Memphis can get this one and finish the season strong, they have a good argument for Group of 5. So my eyes are on that one. Memphis, Florida State, 11 o'clock. Is there any other? That's really, we got Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, A&M, Florida. A&M, Florida. It's kind of a big game for both teams. They're both 1-1, first conference game. They both need this one bad. It's in Florida. A&M's favored by 4. Both teams need a win there for the season.
Florida, you got to bounce back. I think if both team with those fan bases, if either team, I mean, whoever comes out of this 1-2, there's going
Yes.
to be people screaming. So yeah, that's a big game. That's a must win for both teams.
I'd almost
So
say it's must win for
that's
both.
got the potential. Yeah, that's got the potential to be a good one.
Yeah, eyes are going to be on that. A&M at Florida. Then Georgia, number one team in the country, goes to Kentucky after the slobber knocking they had against South Carolina. Kentucky only completed 6 passes, by the way, in the entire game. They were like 6 of 28 passes. And Kentucky's starting quarterbacks Georgia's old backup from last year, Vandergriff. They play at 6:30. That's the ABC game. That I don't know if that's gonna be much of a game. Um, yeah, not a lot of big games on Saturday, which means we could
Right.
have more upsets. All right, well that's college football. Let's move to the NFL. Dallas Cowboys. I was impressed. I was down on them, pretty pessimistic about this season because no offseason moves, same old, wait till the playoffs. But I kind of expected them to lose, but they went out and dominated the Cleveland Browns.
Dude, and I tell you what, I liked what Guyton, I liked how I saw us, excuse me, us adapt
Yep.
and help throw some help over there with Guyton. By the way, Zeke, I laughed when he hurdled that dude on that first carry. I said, "Old Zeke back, guys. Everybody talked all that mess. Don't worry, guys. Old Zeke, 2016 Zeke's back, right?" Zeke, I missed in just the couple seasons he was gone. How good of a blocking running
Yes.
back he is.
Yes.
Through I mean, threw all his weight into Miles Garrett, helping Guyton there a couple times. And I think that was our ability to block Miles Garrett and really kind of take him out of the game. That and the just atrocious quarterback play of Deshaun Watson
Oh yeah. It was bad.
um, really helped our defense gain momentum. Because I mean, offensively, we didn't do too much unless your name's Brandon Aubrey. We had the blown coverage there on the Cooks touchdown where you could
Yep.
watch the cornerback number one kind of goes down, leaves Cooks wide open. A good thing he did too, because that pass was underthrown, by the way. But then we have the Zeke touchdown, and I'm going, okay, we don't, we didn't really we didn't impress me on offense, but defensively, he impressed me. And your boy Overshown, telling you, Michael
Love it.
Gallup is a better linebacker than he ever was receiver, apparently. And he goes by
Number
Marion
13.
Overshown now. Golly. I mean, he had Parsons. If we can keep them healthy,
Yeah.
I mean, because Parsons, the play that really, there was 2 plays that stood out. It was Watson was running to his right. Parsons comes off a double team. Overshown backs out right before the snap. Parsons blitz, gets double team. Overshown's just spying him. And as soon as he ran, Overshown shot out of a cannon and he beats Michael
Yep.
Parsons to the quarterback. And the second one was the running back. They run it to the left, and Overshown just bang through the gap, busted him in the backfield. I love that. I'm so glad he's healthy. Last year they said he was doing that same stuff in practice till he got hurt. So it's good to see that seemingly the injury isn't slowing him down.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw from Dallas.
Yeah. My sentiments are right there with you. I was impressed with the defense. I was excited to see how they were going to look without Dan Quinn, and I think we got potential to be just as good, if not better.
Mhm.
I mean, Overshown is a nice piece. The dude can fly. The closing speed, like you said, that sack he had on Watson when he beat him to the edge. Defense, it's good to have Trayvon Diggs back.
Yeah.
He got an interception. If we get Deron Bland back, I mean, this defense has a capability. And last year we had all those teams sign those late free agent pass rushers. I'd love to see the Cowboys do that this year. Fortify defensive line late in the season for the playoff run. Can't ever have too many pass rushers. Offensively, yeah, I liked how we protected started 2 rookies, left tackle, and center BB. I thought both of them played well. We protected them well. We had a good plan. We'll see. Saints. We played the Saints this week. Saints had the highest scoring team week 1 in the NFL. They put up a lot of points. Derek Carr's the quarterback. So we'll see. Cowboys at home favored by just about a touchdown. I mean, Cowboys should win this game, I would think. I mean, it's Derek Carr.
Yeah. I got to pick on this later.
Okay.
Probably giving it away, context clues with my face and tone and about this, but yeah, we should win this game.
I agree. Chiefs Ravens, that was a great game. You think back to Thursday to start the season. Chiefs winning the whole game. Ravens come back to tie it up, touchdown. You had Ravens money line gave out on the show, and by a tippy toe.
Yeah, dude, get smaller shoes.
Yeah.
Cram that size 16 into a 12 and make that one count. Golly. And of course, controversy. They awarded Spagnuolo the timeout. Well, the
Yeah.
problem is the defensive coordinator
Can't do
not
that.
allowed to call timeout. So, but whatever. I'm like that, you take care of business before you don't stuff like that doesn't come back to bite you. You're not worried about a foot, but almost hit the money line bet. That was a good game.
A very good game. And then the Sunday night game. Did you watch Rams Lions Sunday night? I thought it was a great game.
No, I missed that one.
Lions dominated the first half, and then Matthew Stafford put on a clinic. Came roaring back. Rams take the lead, but then the Lions tied up, go to overtime, and the Lions get the win in overtime. It was a very great game. Matthew Stafford still got it in him. The dude can sling. He was slinging it that second half. So I think the Rams could be back to the Super Bowl contender that they were a couple years ago. Of course, the last 2 years they haven't really been there, but it's impressed with us all with the Rams. Of course, the Lions. All the top teams in the NFC that we're going to have to compete against to go to the Super Bowl, they all won. Lions, 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys. I mean, I think that's your top four in the NFC, and I think the Rams will be in there. Of course, the AFC is the Chiefs until somebody can knock them off.
Right. It's Chiefs, and then, the Ravens are right there. Going back to the
Might be the best two teams.
Cowboys. Yeah. Going back to especially with the Jets not looking anything close to.
Aaron Rodgers looked rusty.
And you'd look on his face, and he was just kind of like, I should have stayed in Green Bay. I should have just retired.
He's thinking about you got to be thinking about retirement.
Dude. Cowboys, Jake Ferguson, not expected to be an MCL tear.
Yep.
Just injured it, but didn't tear it. Out for a couple weeks. Going back to the Rams, Puka Nacua. He gets hurt. He'll miss some time.
Yeah.
We talked about, or not talked about the 49ers, McCaffrey. He was a late game scratch.
Yep.
So, the injury bug kind of peeking itself in there.
On the Packers, is Love? I think Love might be out.
Jordan Love, they said he didn't tear it. He's another one, said he didn't tear it, but he's going to be out 5-6 weeks. So, yeah, you hate to see it right out of the gate. Some injuries showing themselves.
That field in Brazil did you watch that game Friday night? The field.
No, but I heard it was just terrible.
It was terrible.
So,
it was an injury waiting to happen. And it sucks it happened the last 5 seconds to go in the game, but yeah.
Yeah, they, I like to see the NFL when you've got all these superstars. I mean, because these are kind of big for the team. These are big contributors, obviously, with Puka Nacua and Jordan Love being two the best in the country or best in the league. So yeah, I hopefully the injury bug, hopefully they spray for pests, they keep it down, because I'd like to see. I like it when you can turn on any game and you just got superstars going right and left.
Yeah. All right. Well, Cowboys noon kickoff, Central Time noon kickoff for the Cowboys hosting the Saints, home opener for the Cowboys. Love to see the Cowboys start 2-0. Would be nice because the schedule gets pretty tough. The first 10 games are pretty tough for the Cowboys. So need to take advantage of this one against the Saints at home. All right, last segment. Let's get to our picks. And I'll tell you what, it has been about as rough of a start to the grind season for your boy as I can imagine. Now you were looking solid. So last week I was 2-5. Jimmy was 5-5, but on the season, so I'm only 2-9 on the season. Jimmy 9-6. So I'm gonna try to quiet it down. I got a 6-pack for the Gridiron listeners. Try to have a good week 3. It's getting the right direction, but it could be time to maybe just could Could be fading your boy. Could be time to fade me. We'll see what happens. I got 3 college, 3 NFL.
I got 4 college, 4 NFL.
4 and 4. Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you start. You got more. We'll let you start with your 4 college games.
All right, I'll start first. UAB Arkansas over 60. Arkansas so far the season's 2-0 on the overs with new/old coach Bobby Petrino there. And I think UAB, this is going to be a bounce back game. It's in Fayetteville. It's going to be the home opener. The week 1 against UAPB was in Little Rock at War Memorial. So it's going to be the home opener for the Razorbacks. And I think they're going to show out. And I just think it's going to be another kind of like Pine Bluff, hopefully not 10-minute quarters. So the book will keep the bet active. But I think over 60 is going to be easy to obtain. I think we're going to get I just think the Razorbacks offense is just going to be clicking. It was still clicking against Oklahoma State, just turn the ball over. So give me over 60, Arkansas and UAB.
Arkansas on fire. Offense, that's a great bet. Ride them while they're hot. Dude, Thursday night, there's a great college football game that will be played. Thursday night, it's Arizona State at Texas State. The over-under is 59.5. Both these teams have been tearing it up through the first 2 weeks of the season. Arizona State scored like 37 and 48. Texas State just put a whooping on UTSA last week.
Yeah.
There's chatter now. Texas State has a chance. Maybe they're going to be the group of 5 team to make the playoff. Texas State, G.J. Kinney's got them rolling. I think 59.5 is not enough points for these 2 teams. They're dialing it up on offense. So I think the over hits. I think this gets in the 60s for sure. Both teams scoring in the 30s. So I like on Thursday night, Arizona State, Texas State, over 59.5.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. I got another over. Ball State, Miami, over 54. Miami, I think you're going to see Miami 1. Like you said, you got Boston College screaming up north. You've got Clemson about halfway down here on the coast trying to go, hey, don't forget about us. And then Miami down here is the talk of the ACC, and I think they got to keep it going. And over 54, I think Miami can – if Ball State scores anything, I think this hits. I think Miami may cover this one by itself. Just keep the foot on the gas. So give me over 54 Miami, Ball State.
All right, Friday night, one of the 2 ranked matchups this week, number 20 Arizona and number 14 Kansas State. Give me Arizona Wildcats plus 7.5 on the road. I think more than a touchdown is too much. I think this is a touchdown game. Either way, Kansas State. I think it was more an indictment of Kansas State is overrated with their play over Tulane, and not that Tulane is old Tulane. Tulane's coach left. A lot of their team left. They got some pieces left over, but I think Kansas State lost a lot off their team last year, and they're not as good. And I think Arizona, with their quarterback and receiver, the first week of the season, that receiver, was it McMillan? He had 3 touchdowns and 300 yards receiving almost. The dude's a stud. I don't think Kansas State lost their best cover corner. Well, their 2 best cover corners, one to the draft, one to Texas A&M. I don't think they have a guy that can cover this guy. And as dynamic as Arizona, I think they have the better quarterback, even though they're on the road, but they're getting more than a touchdown. I like Arizona plus 7.5.
I like that. I'm going another over, Trey. That's 3 overs for Jimmy. Ole Miss Wake Forest over 63. We talk about it. Lane Kiffin, I think he's going to keep them going. They're 1-1 on the over so far this year. They missed last week. They hit week 1. I think they go back to business. And Wake Forest, again, the best part about an over is if you got one team high-powered offense, if the other team just figures out how to score, you're great. And I think that's what's going to happen. So give me Ole Miss, Wake Forest over 63.
Nice. Yeah, again, Ole Miss, their offense, they could easily score 63 themselves. That's how good they're playing on offense. Okay, my last college bet, it's the battle of the Space City. Houston hosting Rice. Rice 1-1, bounce back victory last week. Houston's 0-2, but they gave Oklahoma all they could handle. Houston has some quality pieces. They actually have Tulane's coach, Willie Fritz, from last year. This is a must-win game for Houston. Houston has to have this game.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget how bad Rice got beat week 1 against Sam Houston State. I had that coffee with Creta, and I actually took Rice, and they got dominated against Sam Houston State. I can't forgive them for that. I think Houston found some offensive momentum against Oklahoma. I think Houston in a must-win game, crosstown rival at home. I think they win this game. They're laying 4.5. I'll lay the points. I think Houston wins big. Give me Houston minus 4.5 over Rice.
Yeah, must-win game for Houston because you don't want to lose to a bunch of doctors
It's true.
in football. So I like that. Last one, UTSA versus my national title pick, the Longhorns, over 53.5. I think this is going to be another Colorado State game. UTSA not looking good. At some point, I think they're just going to break. And the athletes that Texas has, just going to take the game over. I mean, you're going to be handing the ball off, trying to just run clock, and oh, well, there's a touchdown. So give me over 53.5. I think Texas may get this on their own. Jeff Traylor, UTSA, he may have a couple wrinkles here and there, but again, when you're taking it over, the other team scoring only helps you out. So Texas, UTSA, give me over 53.5.
Could be a good bet. Trinity bet. Texas is 0-2, or the unders have hit both games. So looking for an over. And I think UTSA is going to come out to play. They got pounced by Texas State last week. So I look for UTSA to have some fight in that one. All right. We're ready for NFL bets. All right. You got 4 NFL. What's your first NFL bet?
San Francisco, Minnesota. 49ers -6. Give it to me. Minnesota, Sam Darnold is going to come back to earth.
He looked good. Wow, he
yeah.
looked good Sunday.
Yeah, he looked good. San Francisco defense looked better. Give me San Francisco -6.
Quick, short, easy. Yeah, Vikings aren't that good. I think the Giants are that bad. And that was my fault for picking the Giants. Thursday night
They
game.
deserve to get their ass beat based on those uniforms alone.
Oh my God, those uniforms are hideous. Oh, they were bad.
Terrible.
Thursday night game. Dolphins hosting the Bills. I don't think the Bills are as good as they've been, and I think they're going to be all Josh Allen playing hero ball. I think the Dolphins are the better team and less than a field goal. Yeah. What about that? Tyreek Hill getting.
Dude, I love the touchdown celebration.
Yes, the touchdown celebration is hilarious. Hilarious.
I knew as soon as I saw him get arrested, I go, he plays today. He's going to bring that in somehow.
Yeah.
What a way to do it. And I agree. I think the Bills missed Diggs. I think they lost keys, so they lose pieces in the offseason. I think I know where you're going. I like this pick.
Oh, Dolphins -2.5 at home Thursday night over the Bills. I'll take it.
Love it. Love it. I'm going to stay in Florida with you. Cleveland at Jacksonville. Deshaun Watson is broken. Not only is he broken morally, which we all know, the dude is broken physically and mentally. I don't think his mind's there anymore. His arm looked bad. And it wouldn't surprise me if Cleveland took out an ad in the Houston Chronicles, said, if you got any dirt on Watson, let us know so we can void his contract, whatever, so we can get rid of this guy. Jacksonville, give me Jacksonville -3.
I'm going to double up with Jimmy. I got it written down right here on the card. I saw that the first thing that stood out to me is Jacksonville, who is a playoff team, is only favored by 3 against Cleveland, and it's in Jacksonville. That can't be right. Jacksonville is a way better team. Jacksonville and Miami, that was a good game. Deshaun Watson's broken. Jacksonville's a good team with a good defense. I'm right there with you. Give me the Jaguars -3.
I like it. I like it. Rams and the Cardinals. Rams +1.5. Give me the Rams. Stafford, like you said, coming off that great game. I know it's Detroit, and there's always a little motivation there, but I think Stafford might be primed for a good season, and this is the game. Not a big Kyler Murray fan.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's not big, so give me Rams +1.5.
Well, Jimmy, I am picking up what you're putting down because I'm doubling up again. Rams +1.5. I love it when we're on the same wavelength. We didn't even go over our picks together before the show. Just worked out this way. Rams +1.5 for the exact same reasons. Stafford, he looks great. I think the Rams are a playoff team. The Cardinals are not that good. And I don't know where all this hype's coming from for the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, I mean,
Garbage. He's not good. He's not a good NFL
haven't been that
quarterback.
good. Give me the Rams plus 1.5 on the road.
I will say, I think all the talking down about Marvin Harrison Jr., guys, he's a rookie. He's going to come into his own. But it hurts when you don't have a good team, good quarterback to get you the ball. So, yeah, my last pick, New Orleans and Dallas. Dallas minus 6.5. Give it to me all day. New Orleans benefited from playing Bryce Young, who looks like he needs to go back to high school and learn. He had wide open dudes. He was missing them. Dallas's defense just showed, hey, the offense doesn't have to do too much. We can break you in the game and give our offense time to get rolling. Dude, we're about to bring, I don't care if they scored 40-something. That is not who the Saints are. We're going to find out who the Saints are. And Dallas minus 6.5. Give it to me. And it's at home. That place is going to be rocking.
It's going to be
Dallas start.
Cowboys home opener. It's going to be a great time. That's our show. Thanks for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. We just got some winners for you. We'll send the recap on the video. Like, comment, subscribe. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Gridiron Grind. See you next week.
See you.